Gather around, because it's time for Complain Legends.
I cannot believe my eyes.
So I woke up to a bunch of comments saying something about a Kagura and Odette nerf. And now, me being the curious individual that I am, I go to look it up because there's no way we're nerfing Kagura and Odette. Okay, so apparently we are nerfing Kagura, Odette, and other heroes that don't need a nerf. So let me give you guys a quick recap of how unbalanced some of these buffs and nerfs were in the recent patches. Freya has been dominating rank for a while now, and she has seen no nerfs. Leomar got a buff. In an attempt to nerf him, they give us his buffoonery. In an attempt to nerf Grog because he's been dominating rank as well. Actually, this wasn't even a nerf because they gave him something back. When a character is supposed to get nerfed, there shouldn't be some kind of compensation. So again, in an attempt to nerf Grog, they didn't even nerf him at all. In an attempt to nerf Lapu Lapu, all they did was increase his ultimate cooldown, which I think all Lapu mains can agree that this does nothing for him. It's literally a placebo. In an attempt to nerf Lancelot, all they did was increase his ultimate cooldown as well. And I will ask all the Lancelot mains, did this nerf actually affect him? Because I'm pretty sure it's just a placebo effect as well. In an attempt to nerf Granger, which he did horribly, might I add, because he's still consistently performing well in high ranks. Then we have Sora, who is the most busted kid, but what did they give him as a nerf? Increased ultimate cooldown. Again, Yu Zhong's nerf did nothing for him because he's still consistently performing well and being played. Then we have Florence buff, which I talked about recently, that she did not need. She was quote-unquote balanced in a sense. Do you guys need me to go on with all these unbalanced changes? Because I can go on. We have characters such as Leslie, Carrie, and Claude who have been dominating the Marksman role as of late, yet have seen no changes whatsoever. But we're nerfing Kagura and Odette as they're barely seeing the light of day because they're struggling to get picked. Like, what? So what, are we gonna keep buffing characters who don't need a buff? When we attempt to nerf them, it's always a slap on the wrist. Let's talk about the reasoning as to why they want to nerf Kagura and Odette. Because when I looked at the reasoning as to why they wanted to nerf Kagura and Odette, my jaw was on the floor. Like, you cannot make this up. You cannot. So essentially, she just had really good wave clearing after her buff on her skill 1. So they decided to nerf her ultimate. Do you see how stupid that sounds? If her wave clearing was too fast, nerf her wave clearing. Like, hello? And I hope that they know there are other mages out there which have way faster wave clearing. What about them? We've already established that Kagura is a jack of all trades and a master of none. She can do a little bit of everything very efficiently. It does not excel in a specific category. And her wave clearing wasn't even as good as they made it sound. It still took her like, what, 3 to 4 first skills to clear a wave? What about that is fast wave clearing? Let me read this word for word. Odette has a short damage range, therefore we've increased HP growth but slightly reduced ultimate damage for balance. Okay, so we established that Odette has a short damage range. So naturally, when a character has a short damage range, what do you think we need to buff? Genuinely, Munton, what do you think we need to buff? That's right, if you guys couldn't guess it, her damage range. Why are we increasing something that she doesn't even need? The HP girl is not gonna do anything for her because she's already squishy. HP girl would be fine on tankier heroes or sustainers, but what is it gonna do for Odette? And then to quote-unquote balance whatever garbage buff they decide to give her, they decide to nerf her ultimate damage. How does this make any sense? You're giving Odette a quarter and you're taking away a pound. And then we have a Ixia nerf. Girl, what are we nerfing Ixia for? Let me give you a rundown of all the strongest marksmen in this meta that either got nerfs but didn't affect them or are not being nerfed for some reason. We have Carrie, Claude, Leslie, Granger, arguably Mia, Clint, and Kimmy. So what are we nerfing Ixia for when there are a plethora of marksmen who literally outclass Ixia? And Minton, I do think that you have common sense to revert all of these nerfs because you decided to revert Ruby's buffs. So I imagine if you can do that, you can also remove this mess. Minton loves to preach about balance this, balance that, but what they're really doing is cherry picking who to buff and who to nerf. I feel like in a sense they do kind of benefit from people constantly telling them that some characters need a nerf and some characters desperately need a buff or a quality of life change, because there's no way at this point they should have known that maybe we should have nerfed Freya, maybe that the nerfs we gave on certain fighters weren't enough, maybe some buffs that we given recent characters was a little bit overkill. But no, let's continue to nerf mages, which is a role that is currently underperforming. And I don't want to hear anything about their nerfing mages because magic damage is hard to counter. No, it isn't when true damage is literally right there. No, it isn't because 90% of the times in team fights, who's gonna get targeted? Right, the mages. They're always going to be the harder damage type to counter because they're just very easy to kill. Like, I thought it's been known, but apparently it isn't. Now, if you don't believe me, you can literally go look on these leakers pages who post about the mage nerfs, and you will see the comments are filled with people saying the same things I am. Is that not enough proof for you that mages are being treated very unfairly? Or do you need your specific character to get nerfed or treated unfairly to realize that MLBB has a balancing issue? As I previously stated, I think Munton does benefit in a way from us constantly telling them that some characters need a nerf or some things in this game need to be changed, because we've been telling the developers for a while now that this game has a balancing issue, it has a matchmaking issue, it has issues regarding servers and lag. We've been telling them forever at this point, yet nothing has even happened. And for the record, I don't think anything I want to say in this video is going to be acknowledged by the developers until MLBB YouTubers who are more influential than I am are going to talk about this. Like, you all know what I'm saying is true. We have character balancing issues. We have matchmaking issues. We have issues regarding server and lag. We have issues regarding the report system in this game. People troll and all they get is minus credit score. We have AI issues. We have the issue of infantilization on certain characters, specifically female characters in this game. And the list goes on and on and on. What do we have to do for them to actually acknowledge us? Pull up in their HQ, like what? Anyway, what do you guys think about these recent buffs and nerfs? Do you guys agree or disagree? If so, do let me know. I also wanted to show this gameplay because I think it's a good example of the report system does nothing. Irithel has been losing her lane, and ever since then, all she's been doing is standing still. But obviously, she's not letting the bot play. And in this situation, letting the bot play would be even better because the bot would actually be beneficial and would just be running around in circles doing nothing. And every time that she actually does something, she just fights and then ends up dying. So whatever we're gaining, we're always losing tenfold. So what happens? Basically, people only want to win when it's convenient for them. Whenever they have a hard match and they see that it might not be winnable, they just give up. And I'm gonna say it blatantly at this point. Like, if you have this mindset, don't rank. If you're going to tilt, don't rank. If you're going to be toxic, don't rank. Know what other options you have to play? Brawl, Classic versus AI, Customs. What are you doing in rank? What are you doing? Even if you're doing horrible, the least you can do is try to give it your best. I do tolerate and understand people who have bad matches, but this isn't a bad match because they're deliberately throwing the game. They had many chances to actually be useful. But what did they decide to do? Stay AFK in base and run around in circles and only play when they can see that they can get a kill. Now, the concept of playing rank and only wanting to win when it's convenient for you is basically a foreign concept for these people because of their huge egos. The most logical thing that you can do is literally let the bot play. If you don't want to play, just go AFK. I would much appreciate the bot playing than you just running around and doing nothing. Look, Irithel, no positioning, no nothing. Not a single thought in that brain of hers. And it's not like this is legend rank or epic rank, like this is a high rank lobby. Mythical immortal. How did you guys make it this far? How? I don't understand. There is no way. Yujong and Iritel respawn, but Yujong is standing still in base, and Iritel went to go clear another wave instead of helping me defend my base. This match is so depressing, Madonna. I'm not even gonna report them because it's not gonna do anything. These people should have like a week ban from rank or something. Then and only then people will finally stop trolling.